This is Andy Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm joined by Bradley Skeete over Zoom. Bradley, how are you? How are things going?
All good, Andy, mate. All good. Good to catch up, mate.
100%. It is first time we've spoken in a while. I actually think the last time we spoke was going back to the Ramirez loss. Just kind of talk to me about these past couple of years for yourself, Bradley. Your time away from the sport, getting back involved now, obviously training up in Sheffield. But talk to me about kind of these past 2 years, like I say.
Yeah, obviously after the defeat, I thought my world was ended. To be honest, no disrespect, got beat to someone who shouldn't really be lacing my boots. Do you know what I mean? But it is what it is. It's boxing, and things happen, and I just needed to take a rest and some time out and some time away from boxing. And there was a lot of like rumors and hearsay that I'd retired, but not once in the time I had off I'd mentioned retirement or said I'd be retiring. Yeah, it's been a long time, and I've been out the ring, and obviously the COVID pandemic happened, so a lot of people missed out on a year. So I know it's been 2 years. So I did have a break, and it wasn't intended to have this time off, but obviously the whole COVID situation and everything, and I got into PTing and done really well with that. So I was back working, so to speak, and doing PTing, and but I was in the gym. I was always in the gym, and I knew I didn't want to retire because I missed boxing too much. And if I didn't miss it and didn't have that buzz of wanting to be back fighting again, then I would have stayed PTing. And yeah, just made the decision to move and make that sacrifice to move up to Sheffield and join the Ingle Gym and with Dominic Ingle. And I'm really pleased and happy that I made that decision to move up there and start training there, because I feel like a new man, to be honest.
Let's start off with that and then move up to the Ingle Gym. What prompted you to make that decision?
Well, it was obviously I was PTing, and I was training a young boy, Lightning Junior, and he's a big Naz fan, and Naz come down to the gym where I was training him, and to watch him spar one night, and he brought his boys Adam and Sammy down and get on well with them, and was having a chat. And at the time they was training up in Sheffield with Dom, and they just said, "Oh, come down, like come down, have a training." But really, it was for Lightning, to be honest, because I was PT, so it was like, "Oh, bring Lightning down." So we arranged to go up for a week, and when listen, I'm a big Naz fan myself. He's my idol. He's one of the boxers I got into boxing, and to be in his gym, I've never visited the Ingle Gym before, and it's always wanted to go there. And yeah, just used it really as an opportunity to go up there and see the gym and just see what it's all about, meet Dom, and yeah, just see what the gym's all about, really. And obviously took training stuff myself, and I done a few sessions, and I really enjoyed it. And just walking in the gym on the first day was like I had a buzz about it. I just had a good feeling. I had a big smile on my face, and seeing all the boys doing their footwork up and down. I didn't have a clue what was going on, and I just wanted to be a part of it, really. And I think midway through the week, I went and had a chat with Dom, and we just spoke, and he said, "Listen, what's your plans? Are you retired? What are you doing?" And I said, "No, I'm not ready to retire yet." And he said, "If you're not ready to retire yet, like, the time is now to get on it. Do you know what I mean? You're getting no younger. You've been training now. Don't stop now." Do you know what I mean? And then I just said, "Yeah, like, I'll make you right," and not look back since. Went straight back up there and not look back.
What was it about working with Dom that stuck out for you when you first went up there, Bradley? What was kind of a telling
Yeah.
factor that made you think Dom can get the best out of me and we can really kind of grow together and achieve something in boxing?
Yeah, I just liked the way he was. It was just like, he weren't grey. He was just straight black and white. He says it how it is, and it's his way or no way. And he's just professional. Do you know what I mean? He's been boxing all his life, and his dad's a legend. Brendan's a legend. Trained many a champions, and Dom himself trained champions, and do you know what I mean? And the list goes on. And I just like the way he carried himself. The man's like fit and healthy. He lives the life of a fighter himself. He trains himself every day. He lives a clean life. Do you know what I mean? He's he's like a professional athlete himself, and he, like I say, he puts in 100% effort, and that's all you have to give him. You have to give him 100% effort, and at this stage of my career, to come back and give 100%, that's what I'll be doing. And yeah, you know what I mean? It's just, I go in and get shit done. Do you know what I mean? And there's no messing around. And that's what I need. There's like, it's not no jolly up in there. You've got to get the work done. And listen, the success in that gym speaks for itself.
How have you found adjusting and adapting to the Ingle style?
Yeah, really well. At first, the lines, like I say, was seeing the lines and everything, and up and down the lines and switching stance and the circles on the floor. But it all makes sense. Do you know what I mean? When they break it down and you're up and down and you switch in and doing your blows, it all makes sense. And listen, I'm still adjusting. I'm learning. Feel like I'm learning every day, and that's what I like. And yeah, it's literally like when it gets broken down, it's simple. Do you know what I mean? And I think I've adjusted well, and then just can add to that little bit of what I already know, and I think I'll do well.
Bradley, you said earlier, obviously we know it's been 2 years since you was last in the ring. With that in mind, do you feel a pressure to kind of accelerate your career when it is resumed, when you are back in the ring, to try to achieve what you want to? Do you feel a pressure to kind of go into bigger fights sooner than what you would have liked to have done, say, if you was able to get a fight even a year ago?
Yeah, 100%. I don't feel a pressure because like I'm I'm a seasoned pro. Do you know what I mean? I'm 33 years old. I've had 31 fights. I'm not one of these young up and coming pros, and I've had the experience. I've been in many title fights, and I've been the distance 12 rounds many a times. And do you know what I mean? I'm not saying I'm coming straight back and straight into massive fights, but the way things are, and with COVID and everything, an opportunity might come, and I wouldn't be saying no. Do you know what I mean? I've put the work in the gym, and if that phone rang, and I'll be picking up, taking that opportunity. But listen, the potential I've got there and to achieve, I think a lot of people have forgotten and just thought I was retired. But you just got to look. I was British and Commonwealth champion. I won international box, WBO European title. I boxed for the European title. I was ranked number 3 with the WBO at one point. Sorry,
Okay.
someone's just I was ranked number 3 with WBO at one point, linked with a fight with Jeff Horn, and which he swerved. To this day, I still believe he swerved the fight. He picked an easy option, and I want to get back to that level. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I know I can win a European title. I want to go in and achieve and win a European title, and I want to be back in like the world mix. Do you know what I mean? People are going to probably look and think, oh yeah, like, whatever. But to be training with Dom and at the Ingle Gym with world-class fighters, and I'm around them every day, and I see what their potential is, and I see what they're doing, and I'm amongst that. Dom wouldn't have me in the gym if he didn't think I was going to achieve that. So I can get back to where I was, and if not better. Do you know what I mean? I'm putting in the work, and just need that opportunity and get back and get fighting. That's the main thing, just for me to get back and get them wheels turning again. And I think I'll just be consistent and do it properly, and why not? There's no reason why I can't be back to where I was and better.
Listening to you there, Bradley, you've basically answered my next question about what you wanted to achieve, which is you want to get back into that world mix. How confident are you that you will be able to do so? And furthermore, how long do you think you have to try and push yourself into that mix?
I've just got to take it as it comes. Every fight for me now is a world title fight, because one slip up and it's game over. Do you know what I mean? It's not being around the bush. I know what it's all about. Like I say, I'm 33. I've had 31 fights. It's all systems go now. Like, it's literally every fight's a world title fight. So all I can do is do what I'm doing, is put 100% into my training, and focusing fully on my boxing, and literally take every fight as it comes, and just keep getting them wins. And who knows what opportunities could come my way.
boxed previously at 147. Do you see yourself back up to 154 now, or do you think you can get back down to 147?
Yeah, I think I could do 147, but I think with a new fresh start, a new change, new trainer, new team. I've spoke to Dom and we've sat and had that conversation, and he said there's no issue of doing 147, but go to 154. Do you know what I mean? It's not like an easy option just to say, oh yeah, I'll go to 154. I think I'll be better. I'll be more opportunities at 154. So yeah, I think a nice fresh start and a change to 150, leave the 147 division and move up to 154. There's some great names domestically at 154, European level at 154, and world level at 154. There's some great fights out there, and I'd love to be in that mix.
I mean, listen, 147 and 154, there's some brilliant fights, but just with 154 itself, you have got the likes of Ted Cheeseman, who's facing JJ Metcalf, Scott
Yeah,
Fitzgerald's coming back, Sam Eggington, a past opponent of yours, Anthony
yeah,
Fowler. There's others as well, but it will just kind of slip in my mind.
yeah.
Is there
There's
anybody in
so many names.
particular who
You know what
you
I mean?
have in your frame of mind, though, who you'd like to face?
Listen, I want to be back. I'm not saying I'm going to be jumping straight back into big meaningful fights, but like I say, if the opportunity come, I won't be saying no. And what better to come back and start at domestic level and be a two-weight British champion. I can be a two-weight British champion, move on to European level, win that because I was unsuccessful at 147, and I believe I'll win a European title. Do you know what I mean? If I'll be disappointed if I didn't, and that's speaking the truth. I've beat European champions and better. Do you know what I mean? So I believe I'll be a European champion. So that's where I'm setting it. And after a European title, it's world level. Do you know what I mean? And that's where I want to be. So, and like I say, I'm with world class fighters every day in the gym, and you just got to look who I'm mixing with and the level they're at, and we're putting in the work. So I'll be straight back, and I want them fights. I think that's a good route back for me. Become a 2-8 British champion, and yeah, we'll move on from there.
At 147, is there anybody in particular who, if a fight was presented to you, you would kind of lick your lips and be like, yeah, get me that fight, sign it, let's go?
Yeah, obviously there was the talk of the Conor Benn fight. Eddie got in contact and asked, like, obviously if I was training, if I was interested in the fight. At that time, I wasn't doing anything. I was just PT, and I was working, and I didn't have no trainer. Wasn't training. I wasn't even thinking about boxing at that time. But I said to him straight away. I said, listen, I'm not retired. That's for one, and I will be getting back to training. I'm gonna be getting a trainer, and I'm once I'm back in the gym, I'll let you know, and that's a fight I'll be more than happy to take. Saying that, moving to 154, if that fight they were still interested and that fight was could get made, yeah, that's probably the only fight really out there to do at 147 for me. What I'd lick my lips at and think, yeah, let's do it. That's a great fight. Do you know what I mean? He's improving every time. He's a good fighter. And yeah, I'd definitely entertain that fight.
Away from that, obviously you mentioned Eddie Hearn. Have you spoken to promoters? I know you just said Eddie's reached out to you, but have you spoken to anybody else about kind of routes back and who you may work with?
No, to be honest, no, I haven't. I've been with Frank. Um, Frank won my whole career. Do you know what I mean? Started with Frank, and obviously my last fight was with Frank, and I've not heard nothing. Like I say, I've never said I was retired and just took a break. And obviously in that time, my contract's obviously expired, and yeah, just no communication or no talk or whatsoever what's going on. So yeah, like I say, like I'm a free agent, and to be honest, I think a change is going to be good for me. I've changed trainer, changed gym, obviously a new fresh start, a new team, and could be changing promotion too.
Just to move on, Bradley, just want to get your thoughts on a few other things. And obviously, guys in the gym will have fights coming up or had fight recently in Robbie Davis's case. In Robbie Davis's
Yeah,
case, he's unsuccessful against Valenzuela. Just going
yeah.
back to that fight, what were your thoughts on it, Bradley? And also just wanted to kind of get your thoughts on kind of watching Robbie and Dom in the corner, they seem to be disagreeing on how to approach the fight in between rounds. What did you make of the dialogue there?
Yeah, it was a great fight. Robbie's a soldier. Do you know what I mean? Robbie puts it all on the line, and if it take the knockdown away, and he would have won the fight. Do you know what I mean? It was a very close fight. It was a tough fight for Robbie. But listen, that's the level he's at, and winning that fight it would have pushed him on, but it wasn't meant to be. The whole obviously thing with him switching southpaw, Dom wanted him to go southpaw. Obviously, it didn't look like Robbie was too comfortable being southpaw, but no one sees the work behind the scenes, like and the preparation and what goes on and the tactics. That Robbie's opponent had a big backhand, and obviously that's what he was looking for. That's what the shot. And people think, oh, if he turns southpaw, he's open to it. No, he offsets him and obviously used southpaw jab over the top. It just throws the opponent off, and it did. If you watch it, when Robbie was southpaw, he didn't like. He looked a bit, oh, what's going on here, sort of thing. But it just wasn't meant to be. It just obviously the styles just clashed, and the tactics wasn't working. But for Robbie, maybe he could have turned to orthodox and boxed his fight. But do you know what I mean? It's one of them. The fight it happened, and like I say, Dom's a world class coach, and I'll be listening to him in the corner when I have fights. Robbie's the same. All the boys are the same. We have faith in Dom, otherwise we wouldn't be there training with him. Do you know what I mean? And he sets out a game plan and tactics, and if he feels that's right and that's what he's telling us to do, that's what we'll stick to and be doing. But like I say, Robbie would be back. He would have learned from that fight, and I hope he can dust himself down and be back, which I'm sure he will.
Willie Hutchinson's getting ready to fight for the British and Commonwealth titles against Lennox Clark. How is Willie looking, and what do you expect from that fight for him?
Willie's looking unreal. He's a very classy fighter. Willie, he's the life and soul of the gym. He's always buzzing. He's in good spirits. He's a good man to be around. He's so energetic and positive. Do you know what I mean? And he's he's beyond. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to speak too much, but he's beyond British and Commonwealth level. He's a very good fighter, and yeah, I'm excited to see him. Lennox Clark's a tough opponent, and I can see Willie putting on a very good performance and picking up them belts.
Then you got Kid Galad getting ready for his second world title crack against Jazza Dickens once again. How is Kid looking, and what do you expect from that one?
He's the ultimate pro. I heard a lot about Kid Galad, and I followed his career. I'm a fan of his. Do you know what I mean? I followed his career. He's a great fighter, and I've heard how hard he trains and how he's always in the gym. He lives the life. He does everything right, and actually being around him. I live next door to him up in Sheffield, so literally we're neighbours. I'm around him every day, and if I would say to any kid, any pro, any amateur, anything, to take a leaf out of his book and follow his way, how he trains, how he's just the ultimate pro. And listen, like, I'm a fan of his. I look up to him, and he's there always for help, advice. You can have a chat with him about anything. He's there. He's always there to help. Do you know what I mean? And he's a world champion in my eyes. I think he beat Josh Warrington when they boxed him. So I look at him as a world champion, and now he's got the opportunity to pick up that strap and actually claim it and call himself a world champion. Jazz is a great fighter. They've boxed before, had a great fight before. And yeah, I expect it to be a good fight. But Barry's trying to definitely kind of pick up that IBF world title.
And another fight which is coming up is one which has been everybody's been waiting for a long time. Liam Williams and Williams-Andrade. Now Liam is certainly a character. I always love catching up with him, but this run he's been on under Dominic has been fantastic, and he's really kind of grown his support effectively. What do you make of that fight? Because it is an intriguing matchup, and it is something that everybody's looking forward to see how it gels stylistically.
Yeah, Liam, I've known Liam years and years. We've done a lot of sparring before in the past, and yeah, he's a good man. Good man, Liam. He's a very good man, and he is. I said it to him the other day. He is probably the nicest, angriest man I ever know. He's a beast. He's a machine, and literally, he takes no prisoners in the ring. He just switch and it's go time. Do you know what I mean? He don't care who's in there. If you're in his way, he's taking you out, and he lives up to his name, the Machine, because that's what he is. Listen, if he hits him on the chin, Andrade's going to sleep. Trust me. He's putting in some good work, Liam, in the gym. He's doing really well, and he's another one. He's changed trainer. He was with Gary Lockett. He's changed trainer. He's trained. Look at his career. He's changed his career around. He's another one, a bit like myself, really. He got beat off Liam Smith, and everyone was thinking he was finished and he was done. And look at his career now. He moved up to Sheffield, joined Dom, and look at the run he's been on. And now he's fighting for a world title. And listen, like I say, it's a tough fight. Andrade is a very, very classy fighter and a top level fighter. But I've seen the work Liam's been putting in, and trust me, he lands on the chin. He's going to sleep.
Bradley, I know a few of the lads live together. You said kids are a neighbour to you. Are you living with anybody, or you've managed to get a house on your own?
No, I'm with, like I say, Lightning Junior is up with me, the kid. So he's up with me, and an old, well, he's a good friend of mine, Jake Petit. He boxed with me at iBox Gym, but he's recently moved up to Sheffield now, and he's living with me. So yeah, it's good. It's good to have Jake up now. Like I say, he's had some time off himself, and he's looking to he's been up now for a good few weeks now, and he's dropped a lot of weight, and he's fully focused, and he wants to be back in the ring soon himself. So it's like we're both there. I've known Jake since he's been like 10, 11 years old. So I've known him a long time. Know his family. Comes from a good family, and he's good to be around. So yeah, I'm not on my own. I'm not too lonely up there.
All right, Bradley, we will leave that there now, and I'll leave you to enjoy the rest of your evening. But before I let you go, I'm going to leave a final word to yourself for everybody who will tune in and continue to follow your journey this year. What would you like to say to them?
I just want to say thank you. I've been out the ring a long time, and the support I've received all throughout the whole time I've been out the ring has been amazing. Do you know what I mean? And I can't wait to get back and thank everyone who supports me and shows me support. And another I'd like to thank my sponsors. I've got some great sponsors backing me and supporting me. So a big thank you to Hero Fix, Ignite Recruitment Services, and Rocky's Grab and Skip Pile. A massive thank you to them, and I'll be back soon, and looking forward to the journey.
All right, Bradley, it's been a pleasure to catch up with you for the first time in a while. As I said at the beginning of this interview, I will keep in touch and speak to you again soon.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time, and thank you for speaking to Boxing Social.
Top man. Thanks, Andy.